Hey, I'm Ethan. I play guitar and gates, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the instruments and the amp and pedals that I play. This is a 72 Telecaster Deluxe. I play this for half the set, half the songs, and I play the 69 thin line for the other half. I use two different tunings. Both of these guitars, if you know or are familiar with the 72 Deluxe, comes stacked with two humbuckers, two volume, two tone knobs. I rarely, if ever, use the bridge pickup, so after years of playing them without using them, I got custom pickguards made, and I took out the toggle switches on both of them, the tonal knobs on both of them, and then just left one volume knob. And from there, it just gives it a much cleaner look. I'm no longer hitting the toggle switches live anymore, which was a big problem for me. I just had to tape everything down. And yeah, everything is pretty much, for the most part, straight wired from the input, so it also gives it a little bit of a hotter signal. And it was better to match, I guess, the tonal quality of these guitars, because I put wide range humbucker, the Fender's wide range humbuckers in both guitars. So when I switch live, it's more fluid and there's not much of a tonal change. I've had both of these since probably 2003, 2004, and yeah, they're all stocked from the factory. I haven't done anything except for the electronic switches. And the amp that I play, I got this Bad Cat Hot Cat 30 in I think 2008 or 2009, and I've never had the need or desire or want to switch amps after buying this one. It's pretty simple, but it has a lot of versatility. On Bloom and Breathe, I use this for, I'd say, about 90% of the songs that I recorded. The clean channel is just one volume knob, and then the brilliance knob, which acts more or less as a presence, and then the second channel, the gain channel, is where you get gain, edge, level, bass, treble, brilliance, and master. This is where this amp gets really cool for both live and in the studio. The gain obviously just works as a gain knob. The edge, which I normally use at about 50%, it can either add or subtract the, I guess, like the fizziness or the sizzle of the amp. It lets the overdrive channel be very, just like cream. You can get some really creamy or just super bitey tones, which is, like I said, awesome for the studio as well. The level is what's gonna push the preamp tubes, so you can get some really cool blends in there. The bass and the treble are as what you'd assume, but they play off each other. So if you turn up the bass, it's gonna turn down the treble, and vice versa. The brilliance knob is shared between the clean and the dirty channel, so whatever you switch for one is going to affect the other. And then the master knob, which is the master volume of everything. But the selling point and my favorite thing about this amp is the fact that the two channels can be run simultaneously. So no matter how dirty my amp gets or how much overdrive I have, there's always a clean channel underneath it. It kind of helps it retain its tonal quality. You know, when you switch to an overdrive channel, or, you know, say a overdrive or distortion pedal, sometimes you can lose the it's like the character of your amp, more or less. And this, to me, just helps it. You're not losing anything, you're just gaining more. And for me, that's probably my favorite part of this amp. And it's cool because the clean channel you can also use, like, for a lot of the clean but more broken up parts on Bloom and Breathe especially. If you're using the dirty channel, you can turn the like the gain in the master down, but push the volume of the clean up, so you get like a really cool bitey clean channel, like a really nice tube breakup. And it's super convenient because I'm able to run both of these channels through an ABY switch on my board. So the ABY switch, as you see here, there's always this blue light, which represents my clean channel. So clean channel's always running. Overdrive switched over, which I was explaining, I always have the clean channel running. So clean, dirty, clean's always on, which is my favorite thing easily about the amp. And then from here, my board, I like to think is fairly simple. I use volume pedal for a lot of swells and just you know, level changes, obviously. Tuner, 2 reverbs, 2 delay pedals, and essentially 2 overdrives. I just recently got the Strymon Blue Sky after we recorded Bloom and Breathe, unfortunately. But we've been writing a lot, and I've been using it for pretty much every song and trying to incorporate it more into older songs. But it's such a versatile reverb and just adds this incredible texture that a lot of Strymon pedals do. It's got a really cool shimmer option, which I'm using more and more, and just finding the sweet spots of the pedal. It's a super in-depth, I guess. There's just a lot of options and a lot of things you can do with the pedal, and it just seems like there's endless possibilities for it. From there, I run into a TC Electronic Hall of Fame. This is pretty much just the standard for the entire set. I pretty much have it on for, I'd say, like 90% of the set on the plate setting. Decay and effects levels pretty much just hovering around like 60-70%, so fairly wet, but it just adds like a character and obviously makes the signal quality not as dry as it would be just straight clean. And then I have a Flashback x4 TC Electronic, which when I was in the market for another delay pedal, pretty much a huge prerequisite was presets. For the live set, it's just way easier for me to be able to go through certain delay options, having it already preset, not needing to worry about switching settings or anything. It's just always there. And then go into the Line 6 Echo Park. I've had this pedal for, I'd say, about 6 years or so, and it's just always remained on my board. It's a great pedal, very durable. It's gone through countless tours. But I use this one primarily for the more upfront delay settings, just the louder, you know, more mix, I guess, of the delays. And they're both set on tape delays, just like that nice tape decay. And then, like I said, this one is primarily for the more upfront ones. So take To Those Who Fell on You Are All You Have Left to Fear. It's a more upfront delay sound, so it's like, and then later in that song, when it flips over to Into Those Who Carry On, it starts with delay as well, but it's way quieter, and it adds more of just the just like the texture of the delay being there, more so than actually hearing the notes. So that in the TC Electronic sounds more like this for what I use it. And yeah, Hall of Fame pretty much on all of the time. And from there it goes into the Ibanez Tube Screamer, the TS808. I've had that one for a number of years. The thing that I like about this pedal is live, I go through a lot of different settings with it. Most of the time, you know, 2 or 3 different settings within a song. So I'm able to use my foot to kick it from overdrive being on 0, using it more as a boost, to just using my tail, kicking it up to 50-75% for the more gainier parts of the songs. And then from there, that goes into the ABY box that controls the Bad Cat. And yeah, that's it for the pedals, and that is it for my rig.